What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I just wanted to go through and give you guys a quick update on any new growth that's happening, or introduce you to some people, some plants, I guess, that I haven't shown on camera yet. There are quite a few that I didn't include in that full tour collection just because some of the footage got messed up. So we'll go through, everybody that's new and any new growth now. So, without wasting any time, let's get straight into it. All right, so starting out with just what's right next to me, no particular order here. The, what is this? Ace of Spades Dark Form crossed with a Bessier from Woohoo's Tropicals is spitting out a new leaf. This was the last leaf it put out. I'm really hopeful for a size up. As you can see, there's a new emergent there. He was actually stuck for a while, I'd say about a week. So I just got one of my little needles and kind of cut it out really gently. It doesn't look like I caused any mechanical damage to the new emergent. There might be a little nick right there, but I'm hopeful that I didn't mess it up too badly. Really hopeful that this thing sizes up from this leaf here, because I did up pot it relatively, a little bit of a size up. This is an unconventional pot, but I mean, there's a lot of fresh new roots in the pot, and I mean, if this puts out a leaf that's a similar size or smaller, then that just tells me it's time to pot it up again. All right, this is my Fort Sherman Self crossed with a Ralph Lynham Self. I believe, yeah, this is the newest leaf it put out there, and of course it's got a new emergent on the way. I'm really happy with how roughly these leaves are. I know sometimes Fort Sherman Ralph Lynham crosses can get flat. So I mean, the reason I got this one was because of how kind of funky the leaves were. All right, so this one's got a little bit of battle damage, as you can see, but this is just a crystal mag that I got from Rare Plant Fairy on Palm Street. My thought is that this is actually a red crystal mag, because I can't remember the last time I saw a crystal mag with red emergence like that, and then also this dark and this much coloration on the hearted off leaves. It's really deep, and I'm gonna call it just a crystal mag because that's what it was sold to me as, but I'm speculating that it's actually a red crystal mag, and that would be awesome because there's not much in my collection that's this dark with this much contrast. Little backstory on the battle damage there. Last week when I did my weekly watering for everybody, I decided to try to do it in the bathroom this time instead of out in the kitchen. Obviously that may have been a mistake because my cats got to the emergent and they actually got to quite a few new leaves that are over here. Two that are really unfortunate. This guy keeps dripping, so I'm going to leave him over here. Is actually my red crystal, chocolate crystal cross from Woohoo. They cleanly bit the new emergent off, and then same with this Woohoo's First Night Best Carla, bit it straight off. Very, very upset about that. So it is what it is. I'm hopeful that they spit out either a new leaf or a new growth point to continue to size up. I'm not seeing any action, but again, they bit this off last week. So hopefully, the plants bounce back. All right, one that I'm really hopeful for is this Fort Sherman crossed with a Red Vein Dark Phoenix I imported from Carthel Down. This is actually my first import from them, and it's going wonderfully. I'm so happy. This new emergent leaf came to me as a spike. I could tell it was going to pop a new leaf, so I threw it in the humidity bin that we'll talk about in a second. And over, I would say, probably 3 to 4 weeks, it managed to bounce back, put out some new roots, as you can see right over here. And there's another one over in the pot there. And then just really bounce back. A lot of my Aquagenica imports didn't do so hot within their first forever. I have a few that actually just totally croaked on me. And there's even some that I have hanging outside that haven't put a new leaf out yet. So I'm super surprised with this. I'm very pleased. I'm really hopeful that this one gets that bullate texture that you get from that RVDP. with a little bit more of that dagger shape from the Fort Sherman. Another wounded soldier here. We have my Ratican's Lux. As you can see, the previous leaf has hardened off and is looking beautiful and big. And this newest leaf, while still relatively fresh, has about an inch of leaves popped off. This one was actually transitioned outside of the cabinet that I have, so it's been an ambient. So it put this leaf out in the cabinet, and then once it started to harden off, I would say halfway between when it popped the leaf out and when it finished hardening, I moved it to ambient. So, I expected a little bit of issues going from that high humidity to low humidity. Didn't expect this. This newest leaf is a lot smaller. It's a lot funkier, and the petiole is a lot smaller. So, from what I've seen in the past, if the petiole is bigger, that typically leads to an upsize in the leaf, regardless of what it looks like when it comes out. In this case, that petiole did shrink down. So, it's a little bit bigger than this leaf here. As you can see, it's already matching that in size. So I don't think I'll get as big of a leaf as I did here, which is unfortunate, but this isn't one that I'm really pushing. I don't really necessarily want to breed with this one. This is just one that I really appreciate the bullate texture of the leaves and everything. So, if it wants to throw out a funky leaf, I'm okay with that. All right, this is probably the only one with battle damage that I'm super, super disappointed in. This is my Pap FTG, I think. I have a tag right here. Yeah, Papillomaminum Fairchild Tropical Garden Crystallinum cross from Rousseau Plant Care. The leaf that just hardened off came out beautifully. I had no issues with it. Again, I took it out of the cabinet, moved it into ambient. I think I'm going to start running some humidifiers around my plant just because my house is relatively dry. The humidity level isn't the greatest. So even if I could supplement that a little bit, it'll help. This guy got eaten by a cat again, and then again down here, and then the leaf decided to split. So it's still a gorgeous leaf. I can feel it is trying to harden off just a little bit more. I'm hoping it darkens just slightly, but I'm honestly happy with anything that this guy throws at me. So it's just a gorgeous plant. The venation is amazing, and I'm really happy with it. Hopefully the next leaf doesn't get attacked. I'll try to take a little bit better care when transitioning between my room and in here. All right, next up is my Platinum Lux crossed with a Ralph Lauren himself, also from Woohoo Tropicals. If you remember back to a few videos, I was really praising these plants as far as the size that they gave me is in the plants I got from Woohoo. I'm really hopeful that this one, is able to keep that size up going. That is the leaf I imported it, or I've received it with. That's the leaf that came out in my care. This leaf was doing something similar to the AOS Bessier, where it got caught as it was coming out, got real funky, and I was not as careful as I should have been when I was trying to free it. So there is a little bit of mechanical damage. I can already see it from here. So, I'm not expecting a perfect leaf, but I am expecting a size up. So hopefully this one can kind of meet those expectations. Next up, we have one of the seedlings that I got from the Green Hues. Honestly, all three of the seedlings that I got from them should be in this category as far as new updates. I just didn't feel like pulling them out. This is a No ID crossed with a J. Vanini Fort Sherman Ralph Lauren. It's working on its third leaf here. Let's tap that out so we're not dripping everywhere. And as you can see, it is looking pretty nice so far. Not much characteristic showing through. They are very tiny baby leaves. Hopefully, the shape is nice. It does look like it has a wider sinus, but again, this is its third leaf that it's working on, so I'm really not expecting anything crazy. Next up, we've got my Doriaki Dressleri. This leaf is the one that I've been posting on Instagram. It hardened off relatively small compared to the last one. As you can see, it's just a little bit smaller. The petiole is roughly the same size. So this may need an up pot. It may also be an issue because I forgot to pH adjust the nutrient solution the last time I watered her. So hopefully, she's able to bounce back. There's some schmutz on the leaf, weird. Hopefully she's able to bounce back and give me another solid leaf. I can't tell if this is a cattaphil leaf or not. It very well might be, and that's why it may be a little less large. I don't know. But that's this. All right, up next we have my Fagetii Ace of Spades crossed with an unknown from Steve's Leaves. In case this is the first time you're seeing her, there are 2 plants in the pot, which is why it looks so full. One of the plants actually just finished hardening off this leaf, and it's gorgeous. And the other one actually is working on this leaf. Now, the last leaf from the new emergent plant is this. So I'm hoping for a relatively similar size. The petiole on this new emergent is almost double the thickness. There's not really a good angle for this. Almost double the thickness of the last leaf. So I am really expecting a big size up from her. Next in my plants out here before we get into the little humidity dome is going to be my Carlos Carlaza. You guys haven't seen this because I was filming a video and then my mic cut out, but I actually chopped the Carlos Carlaza. I would say probably a good month and a half, 2 months ago, I chopped her. It does look like she's throwing out some new root growth in the pot. Very little, but there is some there. And it does look like there's a spike trying to throw out a leaf. Let's give you a decent angle here. I do have the butt cut, which, people always said that the butt cut is usually so easy to bounce back with. I've had the opposite experience with this cut. This was my first experience cutting an anthurium. I've seen people do it online. I just felt really bold one day and said, I'm going to cut it. Didn't look back, didn't guess, just randomly. I really couldn't see any active growth points or anything. It probably was not smart to cut it, as this one was a little bit more on the juvenile side, but it is what it is. The butt cut hasn't put out any growth points yet. I think there may be one trying to activate right now, but again, I'm not 100% sure. Very hopeful there. The top cut, like you saw, is working on that new leaf, so I'm hopeful that both cuttings bounce back and are effective when it comes to putting out some new growth. Let's get into the humidity box because a lot of my newer, rarer plants are going to be in here. I forgot the ID for this. Frick. Dang. Okay, so I just realized I actually forgot the ID for this, but I did import this along with the Fort Sherman Red Vein Dark Phoenix. Mini is right down there. It's working on its 4th leaf. I may need to boat mode this to hopefully get some more root growth because I'm not seeing much. Yeah, I'm really not seeing much. There's a lot right by the leaf cluster, but not much outside of that. So hopefully, in the next 3 to 6 months, Daisy, where are you going? Oh, she went to the bathroom. Hopefully in the next 3 to 6 months, this one's able to establish itself effectively and go from there. I'll throw up the name or the cross right here just so you guys are aware of what it is. So this is a really exciting one. This is my first Phyto-Rot plant. I got this on a Palm Street Live. I have one coming in the mail, actually. I bonused at work, so I figured I would splurge a little bit. Got an NXC plant, so I'll talk about that later on. But this is an Ace of Spades Dark Form crossed with a VVEP. So this is actually an Ace of Spades Dark Form VVEP crossed with a Voldemort Tap. I I picked out the most round specimen in the shop. Even though Voldemort is typically one that's long with high lobes, I don't know why, I was really drawn to the circular one. I'm hoping more for a little bit of the BVEP Death Star shape. I'll throw a picture up here. I would love something that's round, bullate, and has that starburst texture that's typical of a BVEP. And hopefully, this one's able to come out like that. I know they were running some Voldemort selfs earlier. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see where my impulse buy takes me. But this one is working on its little fourth baby leaf there. Bingo. This one's not new, but it is sizing up amazingly, and I am a little disappointed in the venation. This is actually my Big Bertha self. When I did buy that cross from Steve's Leaves, it had 2 plants in the pot. I will grab the other one just so you guys can see. This one has been sitting outside of the cabinet for a little bit, but as you can see, I mean, there's a very big difference when it comes to the venation. I don't have any of the older leaves, but the leaves about this size were showing a lot more color with this one. This is the newest emergent on the older one. Some more battle damage. But this one is showing, a little bit of promise when it comes to that shape. It is sizing up a little bit faster than the other one. I'm attributing that to the humidity because of the box, but I mean, it is what it is. That's the new leaf. So this is actually a Carla Kuna Carla. I got off of Etsy. That's what she looks like. I really only bought this because I really wanted a Kuna, a really dark Kuna. And one of the mother plants, actually the mother plant of this one, is a very dark, very Kuna looking plant. This one does look a little bit more dagger shaped. I'm going to attribute that to the Carla that's in it. I didn't see the parents of either cross, but I can assume that as a Carla, it's a little bit more dagger shaped. Hopefully this one throws out a new leaf soon. It does look like it rotted back one leaf, so I got to keep an eye on that. Yeah, definitely got to keep an eye on this guy. But I'm hopeful. Okay, this is my Carla PM2 crossed with the Carla PM1. I got it from Understory Oasis. It's working on its first leaf in my care right here. This is the leaf it threw out while it was in transit. Once this leaf hardens off, I am planning to boat mode it and throw it in a huge pot, probably something along the lines of, I don't have any examples here. Probably something along the lines of this. That's a big size up. From what I've heard, Carla especially, but Anthurium love to be upsized a few pot sizes more than what's regular. And that really encourages a lot of size up when it comes to the leaves. I want to grow this thing as big as possible. It's not in the cards anytime soon just because of how juvenile this one is, but I would love a Carla PM2, PM1 crossed with a Jungle Giant Lux. I thought of that the other day and I feel like that would be a really nice cross. I'm hopeful that this one can get big relatively quickly. So in the next 3 or 4 years, I can knock that out. Okay, a little bit concerned about this one, but I'm hopeful. This is my Circus Peanuts crossed with an RG Dress F1 that I won in a giveaway from Plantyweeb. That's honestly a plant that I feel like outside of that giveaway I could never collect, and I'm so thankful for Plantyweeb for throwing that up there and putting up a unicorn giveaway when she did. I literally jumped out of my chair when I won that, and I was freaking out. Alexa can attribute to that. I was freaking out. She thought something happened. So I'm super thankful for that. I'm pretty sure there's plant insurance on that. I gotta double check because God forbid I mess it up a little bit. I think she'll cover me on that one. Hopefully. If not, then I'm going to be out a good $400, $500, $600 plant, which sucks. it looks hopeful now. I mean, it's in there, it's in the pot, it's got some roots. I don't see any new root growth, and I also don't see any new leaf growth. So really hopeful for that one to bounce back. Yeah, so that's basically everybody that has a little bit of new growth as far as updates and a few introductions to stuff that you guys haven't seen. I hope you had a good time watching the video. If you're not subbed, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, make sure you like and comment, and hit the bell so you know when the next video is coming out. I'm trying to keep up with every Wednesday with everything that's going on. It is a little tight, but I'm going to try at my hardest to get these videos out on time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.